The start of the Olympic season this year, I had a meeting with a group of bobsledders that I was working with, and I start, as usual, at the start of the year with the "it's going to get funky" speech. Things are going to get interesting. And during the speech that I'm giving, we have a new bobsledder, Shay Smith, great track athlete, super track athlete, who won a medal in London and was DQ'd. One of his teammates stepped on the line. And he was with us for the first time. And with this Olympic year, I said, we're going to get into the season where people are going to start playing silly buggers. And Shay says to me, what's silly buggers? Well, it's World Cup season and we're into silly buggers. The silly buggers happened today for the Spanish team. Tournament co-favorite with the Germans. They fired their coach 2 days before the World Cup. They fired their coach. They've been through qualifying, haven't lost a game. Coach was great. Team came back together. Coach got fired. 2 days before the World Cup. This is definitionally silly buggers. What's happened with this team is that Real Madrid, who are inappropriate in so many ways in their business dealings, had hired the national team coach, despite him being under contract and despite him going into a World Cup. They announced the signing earlier this week that Julian Lopetegui would be leaving the team. The federation, the president of the federation, quite rightly, was pissed. That's you don't do that, Real Madrid, but that's Real Madrid, and they do what the hell I want. The FA president then fired Lopetegui. When I give these little presentations to athletes at the start of a big event cycle, it's to let them know that things are going to happen that they'll be surprised with, like shocked with. And this is part of the process. You go to an Olympics, you think things are going to be buttoned down and tied down. You go to a World Cup, you think things are going to be calm and cool and collected. Everybody will act logically, rationally, to the plan. Ain't going to happen. So Spain goes into the World Cup now, instantly, is no longer the co-favorite. Question then, for those guys, those players, on what is perhaps one of the best teams in the tournament, can they pull it together by themselves? After their team, their connection of the team has just come unglued. So, silly buggers in play. The setup for the tournament, they didn't expect this. I try early in the season, right from the get-go, with athletes going into major championships, major competitions, the Olympics, the World Championship, whatever, is that in these big competitions where expectations are jacked, people will start to behave strangely. That behavior then becomes what I call silly buggers. Athletes have to be prepared to deal with that. Spain now is in a position where they have to deal with something they didn't expect would happen. This is a tsunami of circumstance just hit them before they're opening a game against the defending European champion, Portugal. Wow. Let's see what these guys can do, because they're in the soup and they're playing silly buggers.